there is nothing you can do about the past. So when they got out, they wouldn't make the same mistakes that a lot of us made. So when they got out, they could be the light in the community. Does it, and another family does it, and another family does it. Those communities will be changed. What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I am one half of KMM Coaches. Today, I'm going to start off with Psalms 133:1. You know, in the last few years, as me being a content creator, I have noticed turmoil, strife, dissension in communities abroad. Doesn't matter the color. You can be white, black, Indian. You insert that. There is strife. There is discord. There are things that I know in my spirit and my heart to be of demonic nature. Over that time, there have been questions that have been brought up and talked about the dissension, especially in the African American community. And the main point has been, can we all not agree that what is missing mainly in our community is a lack of fathers, as a lack of decent fathers, healthy fathers, fatherly structures, heads of household. And although this question can be hurtful and can sting and can, especially if you are a believer, bring up feelings of convictions, it does not make it untrue. In fact, I believe it is more true. That is why you see so much dissension, so much discourse, so much hatred. And I do not mean to harp on the African American community, because all of our communities can see the dissension, can see man versus woman, can see that whatever this force is, whatever this demonic presence is trying to keep us divided, trying to keep us in a place of argumentative places, trying to keep us in places to where we no longer can see the prize, to where we can no longer see that men are needed, that strong men are needed, that nations are needed of men to rise up and take control of the homes, take control of their communities. Without that being there, you will have no sense of structure. You will have no sense of community. You will have none of what you need to have a healthy and stable family. Without those families, you cannot have a strong, healthy community. There is a big problem. And yes, we cannot overlook how communities got there and governmental hands that may or may not have done things to put us in positions. I implore you to really listen and really believe that even though those things have happened, even though wrongs were done, there is nothing you can do about the past. And that's what the enemy is trying to keep us in, a perpetual state of living in the past, living in anger, living in a place to where we continue to stay on the hamster wheel. We no longer think about what we can be and what we can do and the people we can touch, lives that we can change. But no, we are stuck in a position that where we continuously blame people for what have happened in the past. No, I'm not saying forget. No, I'm not saying, oh, it doesn't matter and it happened, move on. No, I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is, in order for us to grow, in order for us to take back our household, in order for us to be the men and the women in Christ that we need to be, we need to take our focus off what we cannot change and put it on what we can change. Men, if you want things to change in your community, you can't go out and boil the ocean. You can't go out and change everybody. And no matter how much in your heart and your spirit that you want things to be different, that you want things to change, you will not be able to go out and just make those things happen. What you can do is change your household. What you can do is say, I am going to be the change. You might not see the fruit of what you do in this generation. You might. God might make it so that you'll be able to see the change. But if one house does it, decides to live a godly life, decides to be the rock of that family, and another family does it, and another family does it, and another family does it, those communities will be changed. Continuing to do the same thing over and over again and expecting something else to be different, my friends, is insanity. Men, I know it is hard, especially good men, good-hearted men. It is hard to look out and see all the dissension out there and want women to change and want things to be different, but there is nothing that you can do about a person's decisions. What you can do is make sure that you are a man of consecration. What you can do is make sure that you are a holy man. What you can do is make sure that if any woman sees you that is not holy, that is living a demonic life, that is in a place to where she cannot be the woman that she needs to be in your life, she just looks the other way. And eventually, when women have no one to pick from, and when women say, okay, I can see what's happening over here, but I am not allowed to be over here because she is not right, then things will begin to change. Yes, when people talk about the dissension in the African American community, it hurts. But I tell you, my friends, even if they're not coming from a place of pure heartedness, does it change the fact that these things are not happening? We can't look out and want things to be better and want things to change and want things to be a certain kind of way, but yet we turn our backs at it and get upset when people point at it and look at it and awe and sometimes laughter and sometimes jokingly. Just because we don't like that doesn't mean it's not reality. We can't expect things to change if we're not willing to change. We can't expect things to just magically be different. People say you need to take back your communities and do this and be leaders and all of this stuff like that, but are never willing to help, but aren't willing to go out and pray for someone, that aren't willing to let it be known when nefarious things are happening in the community and who it happens to and who does it. We're not willing to step up because we're afraid. We don't want to be labeled as a snitch. We don't want to be labeled as something that is negative to the community. We don't want to be labeled as anything XYZ, but those people obviously don't care about you. I tell you, my friends and family out there, it has to be a time to where you separate yourself. We cannot be doctors, lawyers, physicians, and want to be a part of the debauchery. We can't do all these things and still be a part of the things that are negative in our communities. It has to be a point to where we have to separate. God says he sets his people apart. So if you are truly Christians, men and women, if you are truly men and women of God, you already know what time it is. You already know that it is time, and the time is now that we separate ourselves from the negativity, that we separate ourselves from the things that are holding us back, that we separate ourselves from a culture that tells us it's okay to have children all over the planet. Live your life as you want to live it, because we've seen the outcome of that behavior. We've seen what that kind of behavior can do. We've seen what happens when women have a complete reign over our sons and daughters without the help of a masculine man. We see it. So there is no more excuse. Everyone has the stats. Everyone has the data. Everyone has the statistics in their hand that shows you what is happening when men leave their homes. We see what happens when they don't have that masculine presence, but yet we don't care. I tell you right now that change requires great sacrifice. And if you want things to change, you're going to have to realize that it is time for you to sacrifice. You might not want to be a martyr. Your mother and father told you all your life that you were here to do the thing that you wanted to do for self. But it has to be a time where you have to realize that great change takes great sacrifice. My wife and I wanted to have kids that were different, that were set apart. In order to do that, I knew that we had to do something different. I could have easily said, you go work, I go work. We work to get the things that we want. We have nice, shiny, fancy cars every 5-6 years. Because honestly, what is $100,000 going to do now? What is $10,000 more raise going to really do for you now? But make you buy a car every 5-10 extra years. But we decided to sacrifice. We decided to put her in a place to where she could stay home and where she could instill biblical godly principles in our children. That way, when they got out into the world, they understood what the demon realm was. They understood that this thing is not our permanent home. We understand that what is controlling the rest of the world is not fleshly, it is spiritual. So when they got out, they wouldn't make the same mistakes that a lot of us made. So when they got out, they could be the light in the community. So when they got out, they can be the change that they wanted to see in their communities and not be in a place of what our people is stuck looking and pointing the finger at what had happened already in the past and what they cannot change. So they understand what sacrifice is. You understand what sacrifice is. We all understand what sacrifice is. The world will continue to be ruled by the prince of darkness until we understand that we have to give ourselves over and we have to sacrifice and we have to be the change that we want to see in our communities, one house by one family at a time. Which is why KMM coaches are here. It's why we will continue to do what we do and we'll continue to help raise godly families. Look, guys, I hope this helps you out. I hope this was a thing that really uplifts your spirit, because we are in a battle right now. We are in a spiritual battle, and you can see it. Don't keep getting caught up in what the media is telling you. Don't keep getting caught up in black or white. Don't keep getting caught up in my skin tone or my thing is better than you and your fathers and grandfathers did this. There is nothing we can do about that. We will not get an apology. We will not get reparations. We will not get anything. It is time to pull from the energy of our forefathers and take care of ourselves. We will not get there until you understand that you're going to have to put it all on the table. You're going to have to lay it at the feet of God and let it all happen. Until next time, everybody, peace.